Supra in the last few weeks. Let's take a look together at all the news that's relevant for Supra. Especially if you're a Supra holder, it's extremely important and there's one game changer you should know about. So, as always, let's go through everything based on the data. Welcome to 10x Analytics, your channel for honest data-driven stock and crypto analysis. My channel is all about data and not about hype. Feel free to grab a coffee, relax, and then we'll get started. Supra is a layer 1 blockchain that is currently built on and focused on automated on-chain finance. So we are talking about DeFi and AI agents, which is actually an extremely relevant narrative in today's market. And the price is currently sitting right here. And interestingly, over the course of the last 30 days, Supra has gained over 30% in total value. So that is definitely exciting. But now we come to the news where there are two things that aren't quite ideal, but if you don't know Supra just yet, I'll provide a link to the full analysis of Supra for you right up here. I've really explained Supra completely for you there so you can fully understand what the use case is, and now we'll go straight through the latest news. Let's first take a look at the current momentum, and that's sitting at a level of only 32. Why? We've had nothing but 100% negative news here in recent weeks, and the on-chain trend is steadily falling, which is also less than ideal, right? One of the biggest drivers behind this is that there was a major security incident. And of course, that also overshadowed Supra in these last few weeks. You definitely have to be careful there. So currently we're in a negative phase, but as always, positive phases will come again. But still, it's important, especially for you as a Supra holder, to always know the different phases and be able to categorize why the price is rising, or in this case, partly falling. Let's look at the first news item, and it's about protocol and tech upgrades and news. Specifically, we had a DeFi exploit and it really drained Supra tokens. So that's obviously highly negative. You really have to be careful. Almost 300 million Supra were illicitly stolen on July 23rd, worth nearly $1 million US, meaning a very dangerous and concerning thing happened here. If you think about it, right, the market cap, let's go back briefly to where it is now. It's currently sitting at about 6.8 million. This figure is subject to change and will likely fluctuate, of course, depending on the exact time when I publish this video. And then almost 900 million of that was stolen. Now that is obviously and very dangerous. You always have to be extremely careful. And of course, it's also the case if any exploit happens at all. It's always suboptimal for a chain, of course. Analyzing cryptos, by the way, alongside a full-time job, I know it myself, is mega difficult, right? Also finding out which altcoin is strong now. Where should I invest? Super difficult, especially alongside the job. That's why I developed the 10x Insider. I have products there, tools especially, that make your everyday life easier. You can take a closer look at everything. I'll just link the QR code here for you, and otherwise you'll also find the link in the video description. Because on my channel, as always, I have data, but simple, and I've developed tools, naturally also with the help of artificial intelligence, which search the market and ultimately proceed data-based and in the end save you time, especially during research, particularly if you're still working full-time. Of course, you don't want to be hanging on the chart all the time, or let's say, investing time in research at the same time. Therefore, as I said, the 10x Insider is completely free. Just join here. Let's go straight to the next news, and they are regulatory. Here is the update. The stolen funds that were sent to certain exchanges were ultimately successfully traced. 84% of the assets moved to various exchanges, and the report was published on July 28th. Solido is calling for the funds to be frozen, of course. Meaning, a recovery now also depends a bit on the exchange. So if, let's say, money is stolen or Supra is stolen and they are moved somewhere to an exchange, then the exchange basically blocks it so that it can be paid out in stable coins or exchanged for other cryptocurrencies so that it's limited there, so to speak. That's also important, of course. So as you can see, the last news here were unfortunately both rather negative, and that's how it is, sometimes positive, sometimes negative, but it's always important to have all the news on your radar. I regularly do news updates on Supra, so feel free to follow me on my channel. Activate the bell so you don't miss a video, because I do regular news updates on Supra so that you actually have everything on your radar, and I also do chart analyses on Supra. I also do analyses on Supra. There's a lot more coming in the future. Because now we're going into the chart analysis together. Let's take a look at what the 10x indicator says. You can scan the code here to get more info. But let's go straight into the chart analysis. Yes, and here we are in the chart analysis for Supra. Quite exciting, as we can see. We had here, that was a small red dot that formed. Right, suggests a bearish trend reversal. Anyone who knows my 10x indicator, I mention it regularly. I use it in my chart analyses because I built it based on data, knowing that it's, as I said, a possible bearish trend reversal. After that, Supra actually corrected as well. Let's just take a look at that. That was about 22%. As you can see, a target zone was also formed after that because of it. It always provides a rough estimation of how much it could correct or, let's say, rise up after that specific point. So you can categorize these movements more effectively. It's not a guarantee, of course. And as you can see, the target zone was hit and even exceeded. As you can clearly see, it has functioned absolutely perfectly here, and it was remarkably straightforward to categorize. What I will be looking for right now is for a distinctive little green dot indicator to appear, which would mean we have a confirmed bullish trend reversal, and then a specific target zone eventually begins to form. And that's basically the point I'm looking for. If we take a look down here now, we're in the area where we're slowly entering the oversold zone. So things could really begin to get very exciting for Supra at this moment. If you don't want to miss analyses like this on Supra, especially when a new dot appears and a new target zone follows, then follow my 10x Insider or join it. I also do chart analyses there, including for Supra. Yes, thanks a lot for watching. Now I have another exciting video here about Supra for you. You shouldn't miss it. It's really extremely relevant. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.